We're catching up on Pro Evolution Soccer 2015 with Adam here in the Konami booth at Gamescom. And of course, Pro Evolution is the great battle of football games. As always, every season, same thing, same deal. You guys are in the role of challenger now. It used to be the other way around, but sir, as the challenger, what do you want to bring to the table to sort of convince those who sort of gone over to that dark side?
Well, I think we need to convince our fans, really, first and foremost, that we're back. I mean, we had a really tough year last year, a lot of bad feedback from the fans based on what we were doing. And as someone who's quite new to the company as well, I started working last year. As a new person, you have these fresh new ideas, you see what others are doing well and so forth, and you want to bring that to the table. But also we had a year last year where we brought in the Fox engine, and we tried to achieve quite a lot just in 1 year. And we didn't do it quite right. So we want to make sure that the fans know that we heard them and we know ourselves. And we use this opportunity to actually relook at what made PES great. You mentioned we used to be the king and now we're the challenger. And you know, back when PES was great, was PES 5 and PES 6 and PS2 days. We want to get back to those days too, you know. And we just look back at those games and what made them so special. And that's been a key focus for us this year, away from the fact that we are the challenger or what those guys are doing over there. We need to look at what we're doing over here.
So sort of the second season with Fox Engine then, if you will, what kind of lessons do you pull from that first game?
Well, I think it's made easier with the new machines because Fox Engine is extremely powerful. I think the difficulties that we had first and foremost was making this engine work with a football game, work with a sports game. And we learned a lot, but also we were trying to scale it in a way where it would work really well on a PS3, and then therefore thinking ahead to not hurt it too much so we could be smoothly onto the PS4. Because when we transitioned between PS2 and PS3, it was horrible for our fans.
That's when the ball dropped.
Exactly. So we didn't want to make the same mistake again. So we were learning from our mistakes, and we tried to be clever a little bit last year and sort of bring in the change a year early and learn, and then take a year out and not bring in next gen. And what we actually did was make a beautiful looking game last year that didn't play so beautiful. And PES has always been known for the gameplay. Back when it was great, what licenses? You know, it wasn't a conversation. It was about the gameplay. So for us, we learned a lot about how we can make Fox Engine work with a football system. We are using middleware still, like Havoc, for example, to do our physics. But Fox Engine can give us beautiful visuals, beautiful grass effects and lighting effects and player models and so forth. And we learn how to use that in a way while not hurting our gameplay elements, really, keeping it responsive and keeping it PES.
So it sort of seems like you want to bring it back to the roots in that sense. Is that also true to like the ball physics? Because that's something that's always sort of been PES to me, the ball physics, and trying to make sure that, because it just felt so organic, even back on the PS2, even though, you know, I'm sure that it's so much more advanced these days, but still there was a feeling there that it's hard to capture. Yeah,
one of the cool things that we're doing this year is we're getting some real ball data off UEFA. So we're trying to incorporate that in a way where it gives you that feeling. All I will say to you, my good friend, is take a shot from anywhere and you'll feel that ball fly and it'll feel free like it did. Because that's what was good in PES back in the day, was that feeling of scoring, and it was that ball flying off the striker's foot. No matter where you were, you felt like I could, if I strike it right. And it's that relationship with the goalkeeper as well, because the keepers haven't been great in PES for a good number of years now, and we reworked that relationship with the shooting of the keepers. But just in general, how the ball reacts to if you're passing it a certain way or if you're leaning a certain way, and then the ball will spin a different way. I know exactly what you mean in terms of the ball feeling like it's on a string. Sometimes you'd pass it and it would follow the same path no matter how hard you hit it or how you hit it. And they're the things that we're trying to improve for sure, because that, as you say, it makes the game more random. You're reacting to things happening. It means that the response times are needed, and it makes you play more instinctively as well.
I'm just intrigued by that sort of real football data, because the way that UEFA and FIFA have changed the balls for the World Cup, for the Champions Leagues, and it just moves a lot differently than, because is that something you're trying to replicate in the game? Because that could, for a player, that can be almost a little bit like intimidating, that it can move like this. And
it's about balance. I mean, we spent a big chunk of time on shooting and keepers because they go hand in hand. You can have the best ball physics and the best shooting, and then the keeper can't actually handle it because you made them so strong or powerful. And then comes a balancing act. So for us, yeah, it is actually, you'll be surprised about how much better, I'm sure you know anyway, but how much better a game would be if you did have that real ball data in the game, because therefore then you actually, it's not about just the feel, then visually you're seeing what would happen in real life and you're seeing it in the game, and that's what we're all trying to achieve here. Obviously we want to keep the game fun, we want to make it feel like a highlights reel rather than a full 90 minutes, and give you a great sense of achievement and feeling when you score a goal. But at the same time, we have to relate to the sport as well. And I think real ball physics is just one thing. You have real data based on, so for example, if we've redone the player stats and we've used real data on the players, so you know how many goals they score per game, when they try and dribble past a player, how many times do they succeed and so forth, and that builds our dribbling stats. So real data is definitely the way forward.
Interesting. One area that also felt like maybe held PES back in the past has been sort of the career mode. It's a classic thing that you sort of stuck with, but how do you want to change that up for new gamers and new gen?
Well, we actually looked at a lot of feedback on this. Our focus when we set off was the gameplay. I mean, I won't lie about it, and a lot of things did take a back seat for us because we wanted to make sure, especially on the new consoles, it looked beautiful, obviously, but also the gameplay was back to what PES is and was. So when it comes to things like the Master League and you know the single player mode, we did change some fundamental things, and these things were things like the transfer system, making it much more realistic, bringing in player trades as well, player loans, working with the club first and then getting to deal with the player. Loads more cutscenes, Player of the Year awards, just a more of a closer feel to your squad as well. We've got a really, I mean, PES has always had a strong tactical nous when it you know came to that in the game, but you had to get through so much to actually feel it and to appreciate it. So for us, the career mode is really important. We've got something called My Club as well this year, which is a team building mode, which is based on you using in-game currency or actually purchasing it with the real money as well. This is a new mode which gives new depth to the user, but it also, again, is more lifelike, let's just say. It's not a card game, for example.
No one mentioned there.
Hey, I'm just really defensive, okay. But it's so the way that we do it is that you hire agents, and depending on the quality of the agent, they will go get you the quality of the player. So if you hire a really good agent, he'll get your player over 85 and so forth. But then you have the relationship. It's not just as easy as buying all the best players. Then the agent will also get you managers as well. Now the managers have two things. They have a formation and they have a style. So Pep Guardiola is going to be 4-3-3 and is going to be all about passing the ball. Now if your squad is full of players who like 4-4-2 and just want to hoof it up, then you're going to have to get some new players in. But once you get that team in, they don't have to be amazing. You keep playing with them, and their sort of team link will just grow.
Interesting. So just to cap it all up,
yeah.
The fundamentals. When's it out? What platforms?
Sure. So PES 2015 comes out on PS4, on Xbox One, Xbox 360, and PC and PS3, November 13th. But I want to say to everybody, whatever game you play, FIFA or PES, all I'm going to say is one thing: play our demo, and please let me know what you think. I think every football fan will love the game this year, and the demo comes out September 17th.
Right, that's around the time when the game usually comes out, so you pushed it a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely this year. It's about righting the wrongs, and we felt like a few extra months we could make an amazing football game. So we made a tough choice, a very tough choice actually. A lot of the business people might not have liked it, but I think you have to take control of the game, and it's a great opportunity actually with first year on the new consoles to make a statement.
Right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.